what's going on? Miguel, host of Life of a Circle Radio. We're just bantering over here, getting ready for the show, talking all this family stuff. All right, so anyway, it's been a couple of weeks, stuff going on, so let's catch up. One chick says she's in the park and she wanted to call a little black 5-year-old autistic kid an N-word. And so we're gonna deal with that. White House still bugging. Frontier Airlines. I don't know what's going on with Frontier. I guess Kia catch me up on that, but I do know what's going on at New Jersey Airport. It's wild. And I got people flying in out of New Jersey, and a friend of mine, a real good friend of mine, is a pilot. He's like, yeah, it's for real. Don't fly in and out of Jersey right now. So we're gonna talk about that, Pakistan, and then Kia's going to take us through this Met Gala stuff, which I don't pay much attention to, but it was kind of intriguing this year because the theme was black. I'll let her tell me, but it's something about black men back in the day, and so that was the thing. So I'm sure she'll correct me because that's what she does. All right, getting into this social media, and so we're out here on the YouTubes, on the Facebooks, and on the Twitches, and we're getting busy tonight, and it's a Wednesday, so I know people are like, "What? They don't never go live on Wednesday." I know, but we couldn't go live on Super Producer.
What's up? I missed you guys on Monday. Let me tell you what happened. So I thought we were going to do the show. I'm tired as all get up because I'm a mom with a job. I do my makeup, my glam, and I'm sitting here just waiting. But I didn't check my phone like most smart people do, realizing this man texted me 30 minutes ago. It was like, we're not doing the show because I got stuff to do. I won't be home. And I'm just sitting there looking dumb in the face, full of makeup on a Monday night.
So yeah, it's I'm telling you, I'm trying to think, because my kids, are kind of adopted my wife's. Mondays don't mean nothing to them. It's another day for basketball practice or some other errands. I'm like, but I got, and you know what Monday was? Monday was Cinco de Mayo, and so and so the kids were like tacos, and I was like, and the traffic was out here crazy, and so next time I looked at my watch, I said, I ain't gonna make it back to the house time. So it is what it is.
So they made you leave to go get tacos?
Anyway. All right. So jumping back into this thing, what's been going on? What's going on with the twins? What's going on with Omar? What's the word?
We are over here. We are homeowners. We are making so many repairs to our house, getting ready for the summer. Let me tell you, if you have a pool.
Like my Circle Ice Cubes.
I love your Circle Ice Cube. If you have a pool, repairs for a pool, and yes, these are first world problems. White people problems, but we're not white. But pool is expensive, and we just dropped about $6,000 in having our pool repaired. Repaired and fixed up.
Those type of checks, writing those checks, man. They hurt.
It's gut painful. But the only reason why we did it is because we use that pool. We use that pool every single weekend until it's too cold, until Noah's teeth are chattering and he can't get in the pool no more. That's how long we use the pool in our house. So,
I ain't mad
but
at
all
you.
we're doing repairs. And I know you're going into basketball season.
We are full-fledged. We are all both feet in basketball season. Hey, we were so let me just say the last 10 days have been let me see. We were in Oklahoma City. Well, actually we were in Norman, Oklahoma. Yeah. Well, Trae Young, basketball player for the Atlanta Hawks, who's also played basketball in Oklahoma. He has a really nice facility out there, and so we went out there, we played, and then all last week we were working in Houston. Great organization called Purpose Built Communities. We did some production work there. It was really fun and enlightening. Soledad O'Brien was there, as well as Michelle Morris. I think it's Morris. And she's a journalist. She got this project called the Race Card Project. You should look that up. I'm gonna look it up and show it up on the screen because it's pretty cool. And so there was that. And then we went to Memphis last week. Memphis is interesting. So yes, I've been on the road for 10, 11 days straight.
Let me tell you what makes me nervous about y'all basketball tournaments. It feels like y'all need the Negro Motorist Green Book to get through some of these cities. Norman, Oklahoma, y'all in Memphis. Y'all in everywhere where like segregation stopped last. So that's where y'all be going to. That makes me nervous and uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, I was more concerned about the tornadoes and the storms because we heard a couple of tornado sirens. Huh?
You were more concerned about the tornadoes than the racism. The racism has a more chance of happening than the tornadoes.
No, no, we're spending money. So because we're spending money in this day and age, they kind of, hey, they're spending money, leave them alone. But hey, but it's Trey Young's spot. Like we were playing basketball in Trey Young's basketball facility, and it was a bunch of folks from all over the country of all races, colors, and everything. But when those tornado sirens went off, yeah. While we were in Norman, Oklahoma, yeah. So I was much more concerned about God being pissed off than some races. Rest assured of that. All right. So anyway,
speaking of racism, let's start the show off with that.
Let's start the show off with racism today. So there's a story going around. There's a woman. I'm going to try to control my mouth. And that decided to berate a 5-year-old autistic child. And so if you don't know much about this story, we're going to play this and then we'll talk a little bit more about it here.
Did you call the word? It is not business. You call him Okay, why don't you have the boss say it right now again? All right, that's what you say. Nobody thinks you're shit. That little kid, you call him a little child? Are you about to hit him and chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old N-word. That's what you're going to call him. You know, that's a hate speech. And you can't be recorded for that.
Yeah. So there's that. So we are in a world today now. Oh, by the way, she has it's not GoFundMe. We're not going to slur GoFundMe at this point. It's another one called Give Send Go, I think is the site. Give Send Go. And she's raised over $500,000 right now because now she is being threatened by people, and now she has to have money so she can move and do something. And I'm disgusted.
So here's the thing as a parent. I'm a parent with 2 twins, 2 precocious twins who don't know half the time, who think everything is theirs. There's plenty of times we have gone to the park and a little kid has walked up to my bag or walked up to Noah and taken something.
Yep.
Never wanted to dawn in my mind to go, you little POS, you're effing this and you're the N-word or you're a white C, like any of the racial slurs. All I do is look at that child and say, did you need a snack? Where's mommy? Let's talk to mommy first.
Yeah, let's talk to mommy. And then for me, where's your daddy? Where's your father? Yeah.
Yeah, where's your father? Let's talk to mommy. Is mommy's okay with you having a snack? I don't care. You can have the snack. I'm not about you yelling at a little kid. I don't care if they're 5. So, special needs or not. Little kids are going to little kid all day, every day. Noah takes his trucks to the park. Kids see his trucks and they're like, ooh, this truck looks cool. Like, somebody must have left it here because Noah has run off with it. Yeah. And Noah's like, Bobby, you took my truck. My response, you shouldn't have brought it. I told you, we had this conversation already. So
little kids are going to little kid. That is so perfect. Exactly. But in this day and age, for people like Shiloh Hendricks, and I'm policing my words right now because this makes me very angry. I have the angry black man smile on my face.
Word. There you go. I said she's a meth mouth C word. She clearly looks like Yeah.
What's up, DJ Finesse? And y'all make sure if you're on Twitch and if you want to go to Twitch, he'll be spinning at 9 o'clock, and he's gonna make me smile at 9 because he's that dude. So then you have we're at that place now where folks really think this stuff is sweet, right? And so you have conversations like this one that are going on Piers Morgan's show. Are we going to spin right now? Are we going to spin?
While it's spinning, so she didn't go on the regular GoFundMe.
Essentially, the anti-white hatred that's been systemically, ingrained in U.S. society is with white unity. We don't see white unity on.
Hang on. Sorry, just to be clear, this has got nothing to do with anything you just said. This is a disgusting, racist woman who repeatedly spews the N-word, first at a young child, and then at the person taking the video of her, does it with complete impunity, does it numerous times. We're talking about a bona fide, unquestionable racist. So I don't understand why what you've just said to me bears any relation to white unity or anything you just said. She's just a racist. Isn't she? You wouldn't dispute that?
It's not about her. It's not about her. It's about
Well, it is about her.
coming together and supporting another white person. And it doesn't matter.
Why would you want to support a white racist?
Because I want to support free speech, and you cannot have free speech in a country.
Well, that's fine. If you support free speech, but you also have to be accountable for what you say. She is. Would you use the N-word out of interest?
Yes.
You would.
Mm-hmm. I do quite frequently.
You use the N-word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist. Are you?
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist. I'm a neo-Nazi.
But if you use the N-word repeatedly, you are a racist, then, are you?
I'll embrace that. If that means supporting, helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech, which, by the way, Charlotte Hendricks is being attacked on all fronts. They're trying to bring legal charges against her. They're trying to get her children taken away. So you were saying Carmelo Anthony, it doesn't matter. That's a different
thing. Just to be clear, you just said to me you use the N-word regularly. In what context? Do you use it with black people?
Yes, if it's appropriate.
So that conversation continues for a while. The guy that's there with the headphones on, he's actually a supporter of white supremacy.
I know who he is. His name is Marlon Gaines. He's a red pill jackass. I know exactly. He's from the Fresh and Fit show. They've been demonetized on several platforms. He is the definition of an Uncle Ruckus, like that self-hate thing going on. That is who Marlon Gaines is. He's from Sudan. He's Sudanese. Is he Sudanese? He's Sudanese, but he wants to be white.
And he'll never be white. And so there's that conversation. That's a different conversation around that.
But here's the funny thing. When Pierce Morgan, who is pretty right-wing, is calling you racist and saying, yeah, so you're despicable and you're kind of a piece of trash, you jumped the shark. Like you left the area of safety just being a proud white person, like a Riley Gaines or whatever. You have now jumped over into where's your sweatshirt that just have a white hood on the top of it. Was Pierce Morgan not just like, no, you're a racist? Like
and he says it several times, and then the woman that's on the far right, she even gets to the point that she's like, I can't believe how insane you people are. Let me see if I got it to the right part of the clip with her.
And her name is Lily Gaddis. That is the woman.
You hear about calling white people crackers, as you say, about their moral claims, about the racism. You can levy a judgment against Black Americans for all the things they do, but when it comes to this woman saying the N-word, and this other woman endorsing it and saying that she herself uses the N-word, now all of a sudden we can only talk about the Constitution and the legal right. We can't offer any moral judgment against it. That's disingenuous. And as the only Black American, that's quite frustrating to hear.
If you want to be soft and get offended by that, that's your fucking problem, not mine.
Let me ask.
Say again. I hear you talking. Go ahead.
No, keep playing that.
Oh, that okay.
I remember who this Lily Gaddis girl is.
Go ahead.
No, keep playing this.
We'll
talk after this.
Go. Yes.
So Lily Gaddis, nobody might never remember this, but Lily Gaddis is the woman, this girl who's rolling her eyes right now. She said the N-word on TikTok like 8 months ago, got fired from her job, got canceled, and then became like this white superhero or whatever when it comes to being able to what she's claiming as free speech, when in reality it's just racism. That's who she is. So she's doing the circuit now of who she believes is supporters of her stuff, when in reality she hasn't found anybody to support her stuff. She tried to go to the red pill guys, which is why Marlon is supporting her, but the red pill guys are like, yes, so no. No, thank you. Because she tried to go on the Crucible with Andrew. I follow all these red pill guys, and that didn't work. So yeah, that's who Lily Gaddis is. But
why do you follow these? I almost said it. Why do you follow these?
You know me. you know me. I am someone who I love every single point of view. I honestly do. That's always been my thing. So I listen to the Red Pill guys. I listen to the feminist girls. I listen to all of it so I can form my opinion and know who I need to be calling a dipshit accurately. So that's why I do that. But Lily Gaddis, keep going with this clip. This clip is crazy to me.
Any more than you were desperately saving these white people.
Hold on. This sensitive nature that you have is precisely why we have this
It's not
problem.
being sensitive. It's about. I didn't articulate. Hold on. Myra, let me speak and then I'll let you respond. Myra, I didn't articulate any sensitivity here. What I said, in the same way you levied a judgment against black people, I'm levying one against the claims you're making. I'm no more sensitive than you when you made your claim. I'm simply saying I disagree with you. And to immediately jump to you're being sensitive is just a distraction. I'm making an argument here. Just respond to my argument.
If you're struggling,
So, this conversation continues. A young lady on the right, and I'm not going to sit up here and promote Piers Morgan's show all day on our show today. You guys can jump and can find the story online. But as you mentioned, you're talking about the Gaddis chick. We're really at a place now where racism sells, and it's selling at a very profitable clip, and our peace be damned. You know what I mean? That's really where we are. It does not matter. Our peace does not matter. Our society does not matter. These people are saying, man, I can go out here and say the N-word and go raise $500,000. Who's next? Who's next to go out here and do this and go running with it? It's somebody's going to run with it. Somebody else is going to run with this nonsense.
And let me be clear, we as other cultures, we don't have a problem with white people having white unity. Because that's not what this is about. Like, if you guys want to stick together for stuff like, again, I bring up Riley Gaines and her whole thing against the trans community because she lost a race and that with the swimming situation, that's fine. If you guys want to have white unity up against Carmelo Anthony and that whole situation, I can understand that. This, I cannot understand. This is blatantly a woman attacking a child. Let's take the N-word out of it. Let's say she didn't say the N-word. Let's just say she walked up to this black child and cussed him out.
Any child. I don't care if it's a black child. I don't care if it's an Indian child. I don't care if it's another white child. For you to walk up to a child, like I would, in a situation like that, I'm looking for their parent. Because obviously a child that small is not out there by themselves. Like, hey, can you, I'm not going to sit there but look at this child and be like, you little N-word, you little N-word, you little N-word. I'm going to chase him around. First of all, if I'd have seen that woman chasing this child around, this child is screaming, and I'm seeing, first of all, and I'm one who has a multiracial family. If I see a white woman chase a little black kid around, I'm going to assume that ain't your kid. Until I realize, I look around and see, oh, well, maybe it is, for whatever reason. But the way it made it sound like she was chasing this kid around and berating this child, and I'm gonna be looking around like, okay, whose kid is this, and why are they allowing this child to be being terrorized like this?
And we still haven't seen the mother or parents come out. And I have a very strange feeling that the parents are terrified to come out.
I'm sure they are.
Because they didn't want any of this to happen. They
Right.
probably, it could have been one of the situations, because I've seen this happen. I had this happen on Saturday where you're like, hey, y'all big cousins, take y'all little cousins over to the park down there. And then I'm gonna be over here reading my book. Y'all just walk over if you need anything or you need a snack. I have done that. So it could be one of the situations where the mom is off at the house across the street and the kids just go down to the park. The kids run home and say, "This what happens has happened."
Yeah,
what is she supposed to do at that point?
I would hope that you would because it's an autistic child. I wouldn't be as quick to say. But hey, you know what? Perfect example. You have a special needs kid. Yes.
Like, go over there with your cousin. Y'all be all right. Yell for me if you need something. But
I get it. I get it. So, I look at this thing and I just say where we are in America right now, it's getting worse by the day. And social media is not helping. It really is not, because we get access to this information and we get access. And these type of people existed. They existed. They've always existed. We didn't have access to them as readily available as we do now. Now, as soon as I click on that video of Shiloh Hendricks, now that their algorithms have heard me say Shiloh Hendricks, it's going to pop up all over my phone and all over my feed. And I'm going to have to somehow just try to block that whole conversation from my life because it's not going anywhere.
what's most disturbing to me?
Mm-hmm.
3 months ago, what's her name? Marjorie Taylor Greene's ex-husband
Mm-hmm.
got into a fight or started yelling at Muslim women who were praying in the parking lot of a parking garage. He got canceled, ostracized, everything.
He was in a
That
Tesla,
was
right? When he in a Tesla, was that the argument? He was in a Tesla, and
yes, in a Tesla
okay,
in the
I
Cybertruck.
vaguely remember that. Yes.
So that happened 3 months ago. Fast forward to now, a white woman calls a child the N-word, and she's now raising thousands of dollars. So in the past 3 months, it has been okay. And the Lily Gladys's of the world are saying, we just need to stick together no matter what, which I think is awful. As Black people, we don't stick together no matter what. When you do dumb stuff as Black people, we be like, you can't stand with us. The Democratic Party has also done the same thing. You do something stupid, you got to resign. You can't play with us no more. Indian people, and Asian people, all of these other races, and for a while it was white people too. You do something racist, we don't mess with you anymore.
Well, you know, and here's the thing. This past week, as I mentioned, I was in Houston producing content for an organization called Purpose Built Communities, and I'll be honest with you, it gave me hope to sit in a room of 800 people of all different races, creeds, and they're all singing the same tune, that we have to stick together. We have to build our communities back up together. We cannot let this culture we're in right now, this climate we're in, dictate how we move, and we have to continue to build. This organization was founded by a Democrat, Republican, and a independent some 20 years ago, one of them being Warren Buffett. And so they are focused on that, and there are organizations that are focused on that. The community right there, Connect Community in Houston, Texas, you know, when we did Production Networks about 6 months ago, we were in a home of a family from Afghanistan, and we walked in the home and we sat on the floor and we drank their customary teas, and we understood their culture. We were these type of people have these type of and for this guy to be Sudanese and for him to be like that is absolutely disgusting. But these type of people have no desire to understand people. They have no desire to engage with anybody but either white folks or be white adjacent. And they believe that's what's going to make them great. I applaud my frat brother, Mark Lamont Hill, because he goes into these type of rooms and has these conversations. And he,
And Myron has little, I don't know if you want to listen to this back and forth by them. If you want to play it, you can. I mean, I know what Myron's going to say again. I watch a lot of Myron.
Look,
keep going.
we're in. For decades, we've had to literally tiptoe around saying certain things around certain people, while other people have been able to have impunity, be able to be as racist as they want to be, as violent as they want to be, without any type of consequence. And if you call it out, you're labeled a racist.
And let's pause this for a second. Before this guy opens his mouth, he can walk into any barbershop, he can walk into any Black community and be a spy.
Absolutely.
Like, nobody's going to look at this guy and not think he's not, you know, sympathetic, empathetic to our community or not a part of our community, right? But no, he's not. Listen to his language. His language is talking about they, and them, not we. And so this is the part of the conversation when people are talking about, you know, which I don't agree with, when they say, you know, certain folks who are from African nations don't consider themselves or don't align themselves with African Americans. He's an extremist. We understand that.
He's different.
He's
not
absolutely
even
different.
Reality is this. Black people don't want to live around black people. I don't want to live around a bunch of black people. I move to neighborhoods where it's majority white because I know I'm safe. Now, this is uncomfortable reality that no one wants to say, so I'll say it for them. Black people commit a lot of crimes. The majority of the violent crime in the United States is committed by a small percentage of people, and they tend to be black men. Look. The reality is the reality. People don't want to say it, but the political correctness and being nice and not wanting to tell the truth is precisely this problem. And the reason why you're seeing all this support for Metcalf and Shiloh, etc., is because white people have not been able to step up and say what they want to say for a very, very long time. Because what I said before, systemic, organized, where they don't take accountability for their
Let me bring in Ricky to respond. Ricky.
Yeah, I wanted to say that I agree that virtue signaling went too far, that political correctness went too far, but we're going from virtue signaling being the norm and being praised to now vice signaling being the norm and being praised. It's not just a matter of does this woman have the right to use that word. I believe that she has the right. I disagree with it. But is she now being rewarded with $500,000? Why are we rewarding people for performing vice instead of virtue?
Yeah, and that conversation, because we said it wouldn't go, but it actually was a good
So let me
conversation.
make it very, very clear. I am a woman who I actually live in a multicultural neighborhood, and I'm so happy about that. And our neighborhood is extremely safe. Our people across the street, Puerto Rican couple, a Puerto Rican and I think he's Trini. No, he's Haitian. Haitian Trini across the street. White trash next door to us. Black guy married to a white man, a white woman living on this next door to us. 2 houses now, it's a black couple. Then a Hispanic couple, then another black couple, then an Indian couple down the street. Our neighborhood is safe. I have literally left my keys in my car so many times that Omar has been like, I'm just going to take your car away because it's going to get stolen because I leave my keys in the truck. We live in a safe neighborhood.
Right.
It has nothing to do with race when it comes to safe neighborhoods. And for Myron to bring that up and make it seem like, well, I live in a white neighborhood because it's safer. No, you live in a white neighborhood because you want a white woman and you want to be looked at as white. That's why you live in a white neighborhood.
Right. My neighborhood, you've been to our house. My neighborhood, it's 70% or 80% African American.
It is.
You want to talk about black folks and want to live near black folks? I love living near black folks. But like I said, it's when it's all said and done, and if you want to really break it down, idiot Myron, whatever your freaking name is, can you put his name in the chat so I can blast it? Is because what we also understand, those of us who've been in the game long enough, the system always values our properties less than when there's a lot of black folks in the neighborhood. And we've said a long time ago, screw that. We enjoy the community that we're in. What we do know is that where we are, believe me, there was a video that circulated in the community. Everybody had these community Facebook pages. And don't get me wrong, there's video circulating that there's some guy supposedly within the Ola community. There's a ring video of some guy walking around somebody's house, black guy, tall guy with a hatchet. And they're like, okay, he's trying to break in everybody's house. I said, okay. Then all of a sudden I started reading the comments. The more I read the comments, the more it was, I'm gonna blow his brains out. Oh, I wish he would. Oh, I'm gonna sick my dogs on him. It's all this stuff. And I'm sitting and I said, without social media, I wouldn't know these people. And these are some of the same people who I probably see around my kids whenever I go to a basketball game, or I'll see them tomorrow when we have a band deal for the girls, and we'll be in the same room with them, and I'll smile and they'll smile. And I'm just at a point, I've been doing this long enough. I'm just like, I don't trust none of y'all unless I know you. I'm just there now.
Do you want to hear the really interesting part about Myron Gaines? This is why I've watched Myron for a while, is because Myron so they have a podcast called Fresh and Fit, a part of the Red Pill space. Before Myron went full racist, Myron wasn't like this previously. So they were making millions of dollars from YouTube, from Patreon, from Twitch, from all their streams, millions of dollars a month. They had a whole team. They were monetizing the crap out of their channel. And then Myron started going racist and saying racist stuff with different people, with Nick Fuentes. You're familiar with Nick Fuentes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so he had Nick Fuentes on, and Nick Fuentes I think he said the N-word on the show. Then Myron decided to put a white hood on, KKK hood on a stream.
The Sudanese guy puts a KKK hood on.
Yes, with Sneeko. Sneeko is now traveling around with Kanye West right now. He also made fun of these other YouTubers who are called Preaching Abba, and basically called them monkeys. And it just spiraled from there. And YouTube was like, absolutely not. So we're going to take your $1 million a month channel and we're going to demonetize it to nothing. Then they got kicked off of Twitch. Then they got kicked off of all these other streams where they can't monetize. So how Fresh is making his money right now, Fit is making his money right now, is like going on in these different white spaces. And to make it even worse for him, I shouldn't know this much about this man, but I do.
Who is Fizz? That was his partner?
Fit. His nickname is Fit.
Oh, is that Myron Gaines' nickname is Fit?
Yes.
Okay.
So
all right.
Fresh and Fit.
Okay.
So Myron has been going in spaces on Twitter and other little platforms that are white-only spaces, and he has been getting kicked out because his goal is to go in there as a brown person and convince them, like, hey, some of us brown people, we're your allies. We agree with you. And they've been like, get the F out of here. We don't want anything to do with you. You're trash. And he keeps going in. He keeps finding new white groups to try to infiltrate, and they keep kicking him out, and he doesn't care. So I don't know what his end game is. I don't know if he's thinking or he has like some crystal ball of the future. He's like, when the apocalypse happens, I have to be aligned with the white people. I'm gonna die because that's what he's been doing, and it has not been working out for him at all. So that's just my background to the red pill space.
Yeah, that's crazy, and we're you know, I'll let you educate me whatever from that. But to be in a mindset, to be in a headspace to say I am going to make these people like me.
That is it. Yes.
And these people are saying to you, we don't like brown people. We don't like black people. We only like white people. And here's the thing. Me personally, I could give two shits about the fact that they don't like me. Right? Because the white folks that I love are good people. The people who live and move like that, oh, the hell with them. Right? Right? We need to take care of our own. We need to lock in. You know, that's a whole different conversation around being economically viable, building our own economic base so that we don't have to deal with these. Because a lot of these folks don't make as much money as we do. A lot of these folks aren't as successful in their businesses and their lives as we are. They are mad. And they're to this point, you know, that this society has been shown for the last 8 to 10 years that, my God, we can go as far as January 6th, and it still is our country. This woman says during the course of whatever you mentioned her name, she says several times during this conversation that this is our country. The one that's to the right of Mark Lamont Hill Gaddis. You know, it's all about their country. It's their country. No, it's not just your country. We're paying taxes. And we're living trying to live our lives. It's so amazing if people like this will learn how to just leave people alone, because there's plenty of spaces for these type of folks to live and live whatever life they want to live. And they don't have to see any of us. And we don't have to see any of them. And we're cool with that.
And it's
but
not
that's
your
not
country.
good enough for them.
Do it by yourself. So you went to other countries, other African and Middle Eastern countries, and got slaves because you couldn't do it yourself. So it's not just your country because you couldn't do it by yourself. Right. Can we have to switch to something more fun before I burn it all down? That's where I'm at.
All right, let's move on. What you got? What you want to go to?
Would you like us to go to the Met Gala? I mean, we are at 8:43 already.
Yeah, go ahead and pull up your screen. I'm gonna let you run that part. You go ahead and pull up your screen, and I'll give
My
you.
screen is ready.
You pulled it up. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. So to wrap that segment up, guys, you know, if you want to, that's a story. Just do a Google search for Piers Morgan, Mark Lamont Hill. It was on yesterday. Pull it up. I don't see your screen. Once you pull it up, I'll give you control.
I'm Omar to turn his phone back. I can hear myself in my living room because Omar is listening to the show.
Oh, okay. All right. So all right, let's move on. Met Gala. Give us a little background on Met Gala before we start rolling.
So the Met Gala had a very beautiful theme this year. It was, I want to get the whole name of it right. It was Super Fine Tailoring Black Style, which is supposed to be an expression of Black dandyism. And for people who are just like, oh, they just made up a word, dandyism. No. What dandyism is the men back in the day who would do the full get up with their suits. And by full get up, I mean the
Can you fix that so people ain't seeing the cutoff? Give me something visually.
Sorry.
There you go. Thank you. There you go.
So what Black dandyism is when it's the whole thing. It's the hat. It's the tie. It's the tie chain. It is the lapels. It is the suit. It is the vest. It's the whole look and vibe of well put together, well-to-do Black men from, I want to say, the 1920s all the way up until the 1980s. So that is what Black dandyism is. And this is kind of like one of the first Black themes that they've ever done for the Met Gala. So I'm super excited about this. I'm hoping that a Bollywood theme is next year, to be honest with you. But they did a Black theme this year. So we're going to go through, because Miguel has seen none of this, right?
I've seen some of it. I saw Andre 3000 with the piano, which I thought was, you know. But go ahead. So explain to people who don't understand.
Huh? Rihanna's pregnant again. Pregnant with her third child.
Yeah. Hey. You know, she got plenty of bread, and so it is what it is.
They're married. They're happy because they are married. Apparently, that came out during their trial. They're married. They're happy. Children is what they're supposed to do. Apparently, she wants a whole brood of children between her and Sierra. Yes, do have as many babies as you want with your spouse. But she
Yeah.
looks great, very tailored style. I love this. I love the fact that they actually did a corset for her belly as much as they could, which is gorgeous. Then we have the iconic Diana Ross. Diana Ross has not
Oh
attended
my
a Met
God.
Gala since 2003. She came with a huge, giant cape jacket with a very flashy hat. Her designer, I don't know who the designer is, but it has the name of all of her grandchildren on the cape and jacket. I thought it was a great look. I love this for her, and I love this is the first one since 2003. What do you think of this look, Miguel?
I think it's interesting. You know, it's Diana Ross. Diana Ross can do no wrong in my eyes. So, and I know her. I know Tracy Ellis Ross. She was there as well. But it's Diana Ross, and so yeah, pretty cool. Keep going.
We now have Doja Cat and Marc Jacobs. I am not a fan of this look. I think this is not exactly dandyism, but I do think it is very daring. We're just going to scroll right past it. We have a very interesting Pamela Anderson and Tory Burch. Now, this might not seem like the theme, but it actually was of a woman back in during those times. The collar, the sleeves, the dress, the hair, it was on theme. I'm not a fan of it, but she definitely was on theme. She also doesn't wear makeup anymore, which is very interesting. She doesn't wear makeup on her face at all. She just wears
Okay.
lotion. Meg the Stallion and Michael Kors. I was not a fan of this. I didn't think it hit the theme at all. Like you're just naked. You're just wearing a very fancy dress and
Well,
a
no,
jacket.
she looks like she could have been a character in Harlem Nights, which is dandyism, right? Dandy,
That's
that's the
true.
time. So
She could
that's what
have.
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna say she's
I'll
a
give you that.
yeah.
Andre 3000 and Burberry and Cartier. I didn't understand what this was. Why is he wearing this?
Because he's got an album that's coming out that has something to do with pianos. If it
Okay.
hasn't come out yet, it's
All
coming
right.
out.
That's fine. Lauren Hill, who don't take her black ass nowhere, showed up and showed out.
Can you
This
make your screen a
color
little
is
bigger? Can you make it bigger? Can you do that?
yes. There we
There
go.
we go.
Oh, and next
So she's got okay. What?
This is beautiful. I can't even hate on it. Like it's perfectly on theme. Her suit is tailored. She has a very dramatic train. I love her hair. I love the Birkin bag that she's carrying. I love all of it. But are you not surprised that she came? She goes nowhere to none of these shows. She came here. What does that say?
Well, because Lauren Hill to me has always been culturally astute. And if they
True.
are going to be focused on something black and black excellence, then yeah, that doesn't surprise me. El Boogie is there. It doesn't surprise me at all.
Okay. All right. We have somebody you don't know, Iman Haman. I do like her suit. I think it's perfectly tailored. I love the fact that it's a jumpsuit that looks like a suit. So I give her tens across the board
Oh
for
wow,
this.
go back. So that is a one piece. That is not a.
Yes.
That is pretty. That is pretty cool.
The tailoring on this is spectacular,
Okay.
honestly, because it almost looks seamless. So I will give her extra points. I love the hat. I love the cane. I love the tightness down at the bottom of the shoe to make sure you show off the shoe. I tens
Mm-hmm.
across the board for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna skip. Some of the white people really didn't do a good job. I will come back. We have Cardi B. Um, I actually like this outfit. I don't like the hair, but I love the suit on her. What
But
do
you
you?
can. But to me, that Meg The Stallion was on theme better than this.
No, she wasn't.
No.
She's wearing a perfectly tailored suit for her body that also has a little bit of flair for the dramatic. That's what the dandyism theme is.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
I'm
we're
gonna
gonna
roll with
scroll
you on
past.
that. Hey man, I relented.
Doce wearing Louis Vuitton.
Okay. Is that
Okay.
okay? Okay. I'm
She
saying
is on theme.
she to me she is growing on me. Her personality is growing on me.
But is
Um,
she growing on everybody too fast? Because there was an incident before the Met Gala hotel where she cussed out her team members because they weren't covering her enough for this outfit reveal. Which, by the way, this outfit honestly isn't anything to write home about. But she was actually on audio cussing at her team for not covering her properly to leave her hotel to do the big reveal on the blue carpet.
yeah, I seem like I could go to Phipps Plaza and get those shorts for Saran. I don't really
That's
think
what I'm
that's
saying. Like you were trying to make this reveal so big, but I mean, though she is on theme,
yeah.
is this anything for us to really care about?
I'm saying, like I said, it's not something that's so custom that you wouldn't see that at somewhere in Atlanta.
Bad Bunny is wearing Prada. Bad Bunny loves fashion. He does a great job. I think he looks like he's on theme.
Yeah.
I love his look.
Yeah.
I want to get a good picture of Dwayne Wade and his
Oh,
wife.
okay.
This
That's who that
is
was right there.
Lewis Hamilton in Walsbroner. He looks
Okay.
great. That's
Okay.
fine. Now this to me, Zendaya, amazing.
Oh, is that who that is? I was trying to figure out who that is. Okay, Zendaya, I see you, girl. I see you, girl.
Perfectly tailored. So this is a perfectly tailored suit. It is fitted from head to toe. It has embellishments. It's sexy. It's fashionable, and it fits the theme. When I saw her walk out in her hotel in this, I was like, wow, this is a really, really great suit.
No, it's pretty. It's I'd imagine as a tailor, she's not hard to make it fit because she's pretty slim. So, yeah, ain't a whole lot of curves and bumps, but that is that is a dope looking suit though, for real.
This is Jenny. Stop it, Jenny Chanel. But there is one look that I do.
Who's Jenny Chanel? Okay.
She's one of the K-pop girls, but there's one girl that I do. What is her name? Hold on one second.
All right, keep searching. And I'll pull it back up when I see you ready. You let me know. This is
I
interesting.
will. I'm just trying to find out what this is.
And while you're doing that, Kwame reminded us. Kwame reminded us since Dandy since the beginning of his career. This is Kwame, one of my favorite hip hop artists, and he always had a very unique style. He said, "I've been doing this from day one." So I'll let your boy. This ain't nothing new to him.
Hold on, I'm trying to pull up this image. Just for some reason not wanting to pull up.
All right. So there was a conversation.
Here we go.
You got it.
This is the one white woman, the only white woman at the Met Gala who hit the theme so hard you can't do anything but put your hands up and go, "Yep, you got it." This is Joey King.
Bigger. Make your screen bigger.
I will make it bigger. It's art.
Who is this? Joey
This is actress
King.
Joey King. This is a perfectly tailored suit. It has the right amount of embellishments, fanciness. It is so on theme. And people are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe she wore that." You mean you can't believe she adhered to the theme perfectly? Like, what are you talking about? This is Black Dandyism. The tailoring and the fanciness and the exuberance. That is what this thing was supposed to be. You're making a face.
I'm not. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to figure out what all is going on over here. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
A lot going on over here. Kudos to the folks. And here's the thing about the Met Gala. I always hear, we do this every year. You do this review and we talk about this stuff.
We do it every
What is the Met Gala? After they walk this thing, do they go on there? Is it a dinner? Is it an award event? What is it?
It is exactly what it sounds like. It is a gala. It is $75,000 a ticket, $350,000 a table, and all the money that you pay for your tickets and your tables goes towards the gala museum, like the actual museum, so that it can remain free to people who come see it in New York. So for this one, Superfine Tailoring Black Style, it's actually an exhibit, and that exhibit will live there for, I think it's 6 months, it might be a year, but it lives there for a long time, and people for free can come to the gallery and come see it, come view it. They don't charge anybody for it. This year actually was the first year they hit $31 million. This is the most money they have ever raised.
So will they so the people will wear these outfits? Will the people who come to the event, will they leave them to be displayed? Is that what you're telling me?
For some designers, they will leave them to be displayed, because here's what people like always get misconstrued. It is not the celebrity who buys the ticket. It is the designer who wants their outfit to be displayed. Okay. That's who is the bigger deal here, because your outfit gets photographed a lot, and people want to know who are you wearing, who made your outfit, because a lot of this stuff is either couture or bespoke, and you know what bespoke is. That's what this stuff is. So the designer
I got some
wants you to
bespoke
know.
stuff. I don't just wear t-shirts all the time. I gotta.
You own bespoke stuff.
I do have bespoke stuff. I do.
I'm gonna talk to Tracy anyway. So they are the ones who want their stuff seen. They're the ones who want to get invited to the red carpet. So when celebrities get invited, it's immediate like this weird raffle for celebrities who like, or for designers are like, okay, these people were invited. Who do I want wearing my stuff? And that's how it kind of goes from there.
Okay.
So there's actually a couple of famous influencers who actually embody Black dandyism who are very upset that they weren't invited this year. And you weren't invited. I'm sorry you weren't. You did, but you're just not Met Gala ready. And there was a couple people who got banned from the Met Gala, white and Black, who are like, I would have loved this theme so much. Yeah, you would have. But that'll teach you to smoke a cigarette in the bathroom of an indoor space museum, which you can't do whether you're a celebrity or not. And now you're banned from that space. So there's that.
Well,
but
so LeBron James didn't show up because of his knee injury, and of course, that was another reason for people to try to clown him. And once again, like I said, you guys should have invited Kwame. Kwame would have rocked this joint. So, Key has no idea who I'm talking about.
I do know who that is. Don't do that. Don't have people in your old guy rap circle coming after me because I don't know who that is.
Well, they're coming. Absolutely. Respect the culture.
Here we go, really quick, sharing my screen.
All right.
Taking a second. I just want to show Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. I feel like they also did a really good job. I'm going to zoom in. Oh, wait. I'll just go to the website, I guess, apparently. GoFugYourself.com. Thanks for this. This is Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. Gabrielle Union looked like she was dropped out of a 1950s painting to me in this outfit, in this look. And I think again, perfect tailoring, perfect. The suit jacket, everything was perfect. You know who did a horrible job? Saquon Barkley. He wore a regular tuxedo and it was baggy and ill-fitted. And people were just like, why are you even here? Who invited you? Who?
He was with Trump last week. There's that.
So that is our Met Gala review. I think this is a great theme. I love that people really did the theme and did it well. I'm tired of the nakedness. There's a lot of drama going on with certain people who came naked. They did not get the accolades they thought they were going to get for coming naked. They just got clowned because that's not the theme for this year. It was being covered and being suited and booted. And these people were suited and booted. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So before we get up out of here, a few things. What we haven't talked much about Trump today. Yay!
But we have to talk about Frontier Airlines.
What's going on with Frontier Airlines? What am I missing?
So the reason why Frontier Airlines is actually trending, because apparently a gentleman showed up at the gate 30 minutes before the flight was supposed to take off. Not the gate, but like the ticket desk to go on his flight. 30 minutes before the flight. He pulls out his phone, and I guess the Frontier girls are like, you can go to hell because we're going to pull our phones out too. Now it's about the phones, and he's trying to get to his gate. And they're like, no, we're not letting you get to your gate because you got here 30 minutes beforehand. And no, we're not going to let you through. We're not going to process your ticket. Mm-hmm. And now people are calling the ghetto and hood. Train? Here, I'll start over from the beginning. Here we go.
Can't really hear it. Is the volume coming through on your side?
Here, I'll share it with you. How do I do that, though? I forgot.
And if you want to, just drop it in the chat and I'll pull it up. I know the volume will come from my side.
Oh, here we go. I am dropping the tweet. This is going to be our Huh What. If you want to play the Huh What music, feel free.
All right. So as we talk about this Frontier Airlines situation,
why do people still fly the Greyhound and ghetto hood airlines to the flight? Why are we still flying Spirit? Why are we flying Frontier?
You asking the wrong one because I definitely don't fly.
I don't either. Yeah, me and my husband, we fly JetBlue or we fly Delta. Here we go.
Would have hated the $25. And you think, oh, you're gonna take me in. I bet you won't.
I paid for a ticket. Yeah, I paid for a ticket.
Hello.
I just said that
Yeah, I just said that I would have paid the $25.
And you thought you were going to get on your flight. And you thought you were going to get on your flight. And you thought you were going to get on your flight. And you thought you were going to get on your flight.
I literally paid for a ticket. I'm here 30 minutes. I'm here 30 minutes before my flight, and they're not letting me check in.
And you're not getting on your flight. It's a policy. We don't control that. And you
were about to let me check in. You were about to let me check in. And you decided that you ain't going to let me check in.
Make me check you in.
You literally work for a company that I bought a plane ticket for. I'm here 30 minutes before the flight. No. I'm not in your personal space. This is not.
He said, "Can you please leave my personal space?"
Here's the thing. To speak to a Frontier gate agent to check your ticket in, it costs you $25. So if you don't pay that fee and they don't see that on your ticket, they really don't have to talk to you. And if you try to talk to them, they're going to record you and act a donkey like they're acting.
So hold on, you can't even talk to a Frontier?
No, just like with Spirit Airlines. If you need them to scan your ticket, it costs you $5. Well, you have to do everything from home. You got to print it out. You got to fold it properly. You got to make sure your backpack and fit. This is what happens when you fly these BS airlines like Frontier and Spirit. They charge you nickel and dime you. This is what you happen to get nickel and dime. I hope these women aren't going to lose their job. They're going to lose their job.
That's what those women didn't even go take no test or nothing. They didn't apply to be a Delta or American Airlines. These women used to work at the local Chick-fil-A. They didn't work at Chick-fil-A. They worked at Wendy's. They got tired of working at Wendy's. And they said, I'm going to go down to the airport. I'm going to get me a job at Frontier. Shoot, they got benefits. Shoot, I'm about to have flying privileges.
They got benefits.
Yeah, I'm going to be flying on that Frontier joint right there. And I can talk to people any way I want to. Hey, man.
Stop flying. If y'all don't want to be mistreated, stop flying Spirit. Stop flying Frontier. I know I'm a customer. No. You're a victim. So you don't want to be a victim of this stuff. Then don't fly there. Like when the one time I flew Spirit, my expectations were so low. I actually fell and sprained my ankle leaving the gate. I was coming to St. Louis. I left the gate, and they had left the gate out so long it had frozen over, and it disconnected to our flight. I fell, like hard fell, bust my butt on my back, sprained my ankle, but I knew what it was. I'm on Spirit. You ain't gonna get nothing but a voucher. You better get your butt up.
You better not lose that paper one, because they're not gonna find it in the computer. It's a wrap.
And they're not gonna do anything for you. So I got up and limped my way to my cousin's car, who were like, "Why are you limping?" Because I fell and hurt my ankle. Why didn't you tell anybody? The Spirit. They were like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." And we drove off. That was the end of the conversation. And I finally wrote Spirit and told them, you know what they sent me? A $50 voucher for spraining my ankle and slipping on ice that wasn't my fault. Leaving the plane.
Yeah, because you didn't get a lawyer to send. You realize one of them doggone lawyers, them top dog law. Call me.
I love that stupid stuff. But anyway,
can't stand that commercial. All right, moving on. Before we get up out of here, what are you watching? Have y'all went to see Sinners yet?
No, we saw Thunderbolts this weekend. We went to go see Thunderbolts.
So we still can't talk about Sinners. We still can't talk about Sinners.
We'll go see Sinners. We can't go see it this weekend because we're going to my mother-in-law. But we will go see it. Honestly, it might have been on TV. But we are watching. I am watching The Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale is back. Bravo, The Handmaid's Tale. I am also watching Will Trent. Me and Omar are now into Will Trent very deeply. Here come the crickets. We're into Will Trent. It's very, very good show on ABC. I love it. And we watched Thunderbolts, which was actually
how was it?
Dark. It was dark.
Really? It was dark.
It's not the whole fun. We're superheroes. We're strong. It's more like we're all f ups, and we're here, and we have nothing else to do, and we're just stuck together, and we got to save Bob. No joke. They have to save Bob.
They are really struggling with this franchise. This was there any setup for anything for any future movies? Because I'm so tired of since what was the last one? Endgame was the end of that what do y'all call it in the comic book world? What was the end of that series, of that phase? Phase 3. There you go. See, I knew you knew exactly what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
we are
So
now
what
in phase
Phase 4 has sucked, unless I'm missing something. It hasn't? Tell me why Phase 4 hasn't sucked. What has been the greatness of Phase 4?
Phase 4. WandaVision didn't suck. Loki didn't suck. All this stuff is Phase 4.
But all
Honey,
that stuff is
Phase
on TV. I'm talking about the movie side.
Oh, the movie side. Well,
It's all sucked. Right.
no, Captain America, which we call N-word bird. He can't. That wasn't that
Who
bad.
calls it N-word bird? Who calls it N-word bird besides the Shakurs?
No, I heard that from Kim on stage. They call him N-word bird.
God.
That movie wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Thunderbolts was good. Next up, there's a couple other movies coming up. Fantastic Four, which is set back in the 60s for that film, so we'll see how that goes. So I love Marvel, but I think when Marvel lost Jonathan Majors, that literally like sucker punched all of their stuff, and they're just kind of like scrambling right now. What are you guys?
They didn't lose him. They fired him. They shouldn't have fired him. They should have done him like they did the dude who they didn't bring back to play a whole different character, even though he was a cokehead. Anyway.
He was a cokehead in 1993.
And they don't let us outlive nothing. Hey, anyway, as we said, no, the Diddy trial started, so maybe we'll get some content to talk about that next week. So that started this week, or at least jury selections are going on.
Intern Alexis put that all over the sheet, and I just didn't bring it up. I'll wait till next week to bring it up. She had like 15 stories. I was like, I don't. But anyway, what are you guys watching? Did you watch
We have not had time to do nothing but watch. What'd you say?
The Dear Wifey podcast I sent y'all. Like, have you guys watched it yet?
No, we haven't had a chance to watch anything. We have been so busy with these kids and traveling and basketball and all that. So we're watching basketball. Can you hear that loudmouth dog? Do you hear that loudmouth dog right outside my door? Do you hear him? Yeah. Oh, God. He is. So this is the days of the new age podcast when you're sitting in your house in your home studio and the dog says F you in your show. So I want to go back. We got to wrap up. I think Raising Cain in a couple more episodes. We got to catch up on that. And we aren't really watching anything right now. It's time for us to get back. We're watching NBA playoffs. And LeBron got swept, got up out of here. And now Steph Curry is hurt. So that might be a problem for them. And Anthony Edwards is that deal. He's the next up. So anyway, all right, we appreciate y'all, Mike. You see, I've been out west. I've been out to Memphis now. I got my mine.
By the way, when Miguel and Tracy and the whole crew come, me and Miguel are going to trying to figure out how to vlog so we can post this family when our families collide. Because we all love being together, but we gotta learn how to vlog so everybody can see how awesome this family experience is, and that we're not just making it up, that we're friends in real life.
Oh yeah, no. My favorite camera. Give me the violins.
No,
it's
you better use your phone.
broken. My
How much is the
Osmo.
order you want from China?
My Osmo. There it is. It's broken.
But how much is it to order a new one off of Amazon? How much is it going to cost you, and when will you get it?
I haven't even ventured into that yet because I'm trying to go the repair route. But in this day and age, it almost is better just to buy another one. Because it was what was it? It was something that I went to go and they wanted to charge me. Oh, it was one of my cameras. It was one of my Sony cameras, and I took it down to KH Camera to get it repaired, and they wanted to charge me basically $50 less than what I could buy it for brand new used. Well, not brand new used. I could buy a refurbished one. And they pretty much at the store like, you want to just buy one of these from the back? Because this is not going to be worth it. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all going over there to my man, my man Jay Finesse. He's over there spinning. I think I'm going to go check him out too.
I am too. I'm going to go shower and listen to that. See you guys.